Okay, so here we go. This is a North Freeze money raid, and I'm just voicing over it just to kind of show you guys what we're doing here. So as you can see, my inventory, I'll show what I have equipped as well, but this is the inventory you're going to want to copy as North Freeze. So this will let you bring 3 brews, 2 restores, and 1 hard food into Verzik. So you can see what I have equipped, just full void, light bearers for the ZCB spec. You're going to want to put your bow on accurate here so you can accurate bow immediately into the Ralos and let your mauls hit. So you see I go Ralos and then bow back into rapid. I check my autocast here really quick just to make sure that we're still autocasting because I've definitely staff bashed that first one. So north you're going to get all, so I'm going to kind of wait until we get close to the proc and then I'll get off. You don't want to greed here just because the extra bow is not worth missing one of the crabs. So again, we get all, so I'll freeze all of the crabs and you can see I'm on tick here. So we're doing well. And we're stacking, as you should in money 4s, so I'm just going to sit here and wait for these to spawn. You can see on these crabs we don't have an N2 spawn, so I am able to throw a bow in since the bow is 5 tick. As long as you freeze that first one at the right time, it'll start on the same tick. So I get them all, we dins, and now we're just going to T-bow again. So just keep T-bowing the boss until you get kind of close to the 30s. And I could have gotten another bow here, but again, just not really trying to greed. So we throw in the freezes here. Again, we're on tick. And then on the, as you can see, you want to freeze that south 2 there since it gets the clump. It doesn't matter on the skip, but the others. We have the light bearer equipped, so we're able to throw that ZCB in right as we are going up for the skip, so we can hit a big 110. Same with the south mage. So that's Maiden done. We'll go regroup, eat an angler, put on the salve, and then we will equip our ZCB for the corner fires into Bloat. So I'll go up, I'll wait for BGSer to enter Bloat first. You do not want to enter Bloat before the BGSer. I'm just greedy here, so I go in and fly him. Unlucky for him. And then we're going to corner ZCB here. So as you can see, really the timing for the corner ZCB is just kind of when he gets over halfway behind the pillar. You're going to want to throw that in, attack him, and if you do it right like that, you won't take any flies and you'll get to take those extra hits. And we do that with the ZCB because you never know if you're going to get a natty proc and a 55 and you can go for the 1 down. So you can see he goes down here. I'm a little late, so we will scythe, and then we will throw a claw in, and then we'll scythe again, and I actually didn't even go for the extra scythe here, so we're kind of trolling, but we tick eat, great dodge right there, tick eat that fly, proc the P-neck, which will get us back up to health. So that's why we bring the P-necks there, because now we're sitting at 30 HP. So you're going to normally want to just like chally, 3 scythe, chally, if you're late, if you're really like on time, if you get there pretty early, you can chally, 4 scythe chally on the first down. And then on the second down, you're going to want to get your claws on, you're going to want to claw spec them there, and then just scythe, and that should be it. So we'll scythe them down, we will get the kill here on this down. Not the best bloat of all time, to be honest. We did kind of bad damage on the first one. Again, part of that was on me, but that is all good. We will keep going on. So go to the first chest here. I'll keep 1 P-neck just in case for like maze. We will go, I go 1 prayer and then 2 hard food. The hard foods are for Sote, so you can take venges, you eat them between mazes, so you don't miss any damage. Rearrange the inventory here since I'm North Freeze. It's kind of important to have the inventory set up well because you're going to be switching between melee and mage. So Nylos are just Nylos. We're just going to, do just kind of the normal stuff. In my North, Nylos are not that great, but you can see here kind of at the start, I mean, really, North Nylo, you're just kind of camping this east lane, and that's really most of it. So when in doubt, just kill stuff on the east, and then just kind of throw in attacks between, in the early waves. You don't have too much going on, so you can just kind of just kind of hang out. Yeah, and just kind of do these little switches here. So yeah, just doing Nylo per usual. You can see here, wave 10, I like to bow that big just to kind of help out, get ready for the doubles, get those freezes on the doubles, and just kind of get my inventory back. Have enough time to throw a Sang before scything the melees. And then we also have time to do that little swift blade before scything that aggro. And the plugin, I'm using Nylo for the waves over the head, so definitely download that. And then also I have radius markers for the crabs for like aggros and stuff. It's really good for when you're just kind of first learning. So those also are in another one of my video, but I can put the aggros, my radius markers, in the description. So yeah, here we are trying to get this aggro here, this 19, get him. We'll just kind of clean up a little bit, go try to get that big. I'm a little late to that big actually, but we're all good. Just kind of throw some Sangs in, get ready for the 22. Of course we never kill him, so we have to scythe, and of course the scythe doesn't hit either, so now we're kind of late on that pre-fire, but we're able to one-hit him, which is good. Get ready for that 24 east aggro. And of course, never killed. And now you're going to want to pop these mage bigs that are coming down the way, just to try to get those going. And then we are hitting horribly right now, but that is how Nylo's goes. You're never going to hit. It's just the way it is. So yeah, just try to get the bigs. Try to kind of clean up, get some of these melees so you can get some barrages for your freeze. We'll get that, and then yeah, pop this 30 big here. It's important once you start getting into the later waves to pop those bigs, like the 29 south melee and then the 30 east mage. Those are important to pop, because if you wait till the end to pop them, then you're going to stall since you have the delay with the splits. Now we're just cleaning up. I'm just kind of cleaning up the north side, and we are done. So that is the Nylo waves. Now we go into the Nylo boss. So scythe on, because I have ZCB, we're just going to double scythe here instead of like scythe Chally, because we're going to try to go for that ZCB spec. So we'll scythe, and then we always pre-switch range there, and this one was actually like the worst road of all time. So yeah, we pre-switch range again, and then just one way to scythe if he ends up being melee. And the reason you pre-switch range is because since you have void, if you don't have the void on in your TiVo, you're doing terrible damage, versus the scythe, you're still doing pretty decent damage, even if you just one way a scythe like that. Again, like I said, just a terrible rotation here. Now we finally get the chance to hit our ZCB spec with the first range. So that's the ZCB. But because it's so late, we won't be able to get a Chally off here. So it is what it is. We will T-bow, and if you're early on the T-bows, you can T-bow blowpipe T-bow. So I wasn't able to show it there just because we didn't have any range rotations. But if you hit the first T-bow before or on the same tick that the boss attacks you, then you have time to switch into a blowpipe, do one blowpipe, and then back to the T-bow. So that's just kind of a tip, and that's also part of the reason why we pre-switch into range, to try to get that early hit. So because I'm North Freeze, I am 1-3, so we throw in the T-bow, we make sure we get the prayer on and the spec into the spec, and you can see like to pray rigor and then to throw on the switches and get the and to get piety and the spec on, it's a decent amount of clicks. So if you're not comfortable with that, it's always fine to just not do the pre-fire. It's better to miss a pre-fire than it is to miss a spec or something. So Sote is Sote. Yeah, we're just, like I said, we eat the food between the maze there so we can tank more venges. So you saw me eat that shark. Those are what those are for. Yeah, and then we're just going to run the maze. We're going to get out. Again, I'm 1-3, so I will immediately go into my scythe and start scything the boss. And then, yeah, so on Sote, I mean, as North Freeze, you're just going to be tanking you're going to be tanking venges when you can, whenever you get benched by your teammates, you see here. I turned it off for that, and I turned it off for that second orb. I saw that there were 2 mage orbs coming at me. If you turn it off for the first one, then you're going to get hit for the second one too, and you can't get stacked. So just always good to be aware of that. So I'm running the maze here because I am North Freeze. I'm getting my maul on, so we're running it, and I actually fucked up there and killed my teammates. That's okay. Blame it on the ping, as you can see. Sit, easy MVP points for me. So yeah, insta maul there, and then yeah, just into scything the boss. Now that we're on phase 3, this one's a little longer because again, one of our teammates died in the maze. His fault, not mine. So we're just gonna keep scything. I don't think I get any other venges here, maybe. And yeah, you have spec for Chally, so just kind of be aware. Once he gets like below 10%, usually good to throw in a Chally. If you're Venge, just tank a Venge at the end to try to get the kill. Again, I'm not Venge. See, I throw a Chally in, we don't get the kill, unlucky. And I'm not Venged here, so there's nothing I can really do, so just keep side swinging. So yep, there we go. That's Sote. On to Xarpus. Get the items on. I always like to sip the rest if you have extra doses before you drop it, just to get to 104 health. It doesn't really matter, but it might be the difference between like a redemption proc or not. So yeah, you go 2 restores, 3 brews, and then 1 shark. And that is all you need. I got pot shared stam. If for some reason they're not pot sharing stam at this store, you can buy one and sip it yourself and then drop it. You should have plenty of points. So yeah, Xarpus here at the start. We're gonna just be in the corner that you were at Sote. Get the maul on because you're gonna be doing 1 maul into scythe to try to get just to have the ZCP spec. So you're just mauling and then scything. So exhumes or exhumes. Right here, because I've got so many here, the northwest probably should have backed me up a little earlier to try to help get that one I had to get off. But I mean, Xarpus exhumes, they're important, but they're boring, so it's not the end of the world. You can see, I think he backs me. Yeah, he backs me up pretty well there, as you can see. You should kind of know if, and you should be looking for that too, just if your teammates have to get off one to back them up. So we're gonna Elder Maul spec here into Scythe, and then we put the Light Bearer on, just to get the spec back so we can get his ECB during the sheesh, and then we're just gonna 5-tick him here. So typical. Good to rag that middle tile too. You saw me go back to that middle one there, just so you don't rag one of the other corners. You know, it's just a free tile to rag, so it's good to make sure on your rag cycle that you rag that middle kind of back one there, so that you can just make use of all the tiles. So yeah, I mean, 5-tick, nothing special here. I kind of messed up there. I thought that he had sent that poison splat to that other corner, but it's okay. I don't think we lose any ticks here. We just take a little bit of damage, but again, that's why we go to 104 with the Guthix Rest. Sheesh, and I actually did forget to switch my Light Bear off. You want to get Light Bear off at 70% spec, so that should be during the normal Xarpus P2. Once you get 70%, switch to Ultor. So you can see here, we're just gonna do, and I misclicked here, so I have to -1 dose, and RIP to him. Sit. So yeah, that means Xarpus is pretty simple. The only thing you're really doing differently is just, again, make sure you get that Light Bear off at 70% spec, and then you're gonna throw a ZCB there out the sheesh. So we're gonna do Hado here, P1, just drop a brew and a restore in your corner. Make sure your inventory looks good, kind of rearranging stuff. Yeah, and so we'll be Hadoing, so North Freeze Hado, you're gonna have this, the Dawnbringer second. So just spam clicking, getting ready, and then as soon as you do that first scythe attack, just spam click the floor for the Dawnbringer. Make sure you have Mage Spray, start spam clicking, Dawnbringer, and then drop, so we're on time there. So we are able to do 2 more scythes and then run behind the pillar. So yeah, we are on time on the drop and on the spec. So we do 1 trident, 2 scythes like normal, go behind the pillar. Now on this rotation, we will not Trident. We will do one Scythe here, and then Dawnbringer. And then we will Scythe again. And so we're tanking here. And then we're gonna the Dawnbringer again here when you have the spec back. And then yeah, you can tank these. I just didn't really want to eat, so I'm just kind of being a coward and running behind the pillar. But that's the Hado. Went pretty well. So yeah, you're kind of tanking that one there when you Dawnbringer Scythe and then Dawnbringer again. Now we're going into P2. We're west, so we're going to do the west Boak here. Again, kind of typical. Shrey, I think, went on the wrong tile there, so I took his cabbage. And he's getting bounced. He's kind of in the bin right now. But yeah, I mean, just the Boak. I have a Boak video itself, so if you want to look to Boak, just watch the video. But I mean, P2 after the crabs, it's pretty simple. You're just doing P2. So there's, you know, nothing really here. Just make sure you're potted. You can turn range prey off here. I turned it on during the crab just because sometimes you do get cabbage like that if your teammates run it wrong. So I just like to be aware of that. But yeah, you see I turned it off here, save some prayer, because I'm probably not going to take a cabbage unless we get like super bad lag. Bad timing, we get another crab set here, so you can see we kind of hit that to proc it and then pop the crabs. A pretty good job dealing with those crabs. It's always annoying getting the second crab set right before reds. So you can see here we have reds, and I'm 5-ticking this red crab, so on the cycle where I would step back and lose a hit, instead I'm just going to hit the red because he was pretty high HP since we weren't able to get on him immediately. But we end up doing some pretty good damage here, and we will end up getting the 2 down. So just kind of brewing up. I accidentally red-clicked that crab, so wasn't able to get the early hit. That was just kind of unlucky. The crab kind of pathed right there, and I didn't have shift click on, so we were not able to be in time for the hit there. But that's okay. Kind of brew up. Make sure you have super combat up, and I'm tanking here. So with the tanking, just going south here. Right in the middle. He was asking for a brew, so I dropped it, but ended up needing it. But yeah, just going south here, making sure not to move the boss, and just 1-tick step undering like I am on the attack cycle. If you don't know how to tank Verzik, there's a couple good guides online, and then there's also a simulator as well. You can try to learn how to do this kind of 1-tick step under, but it's important not to move the ball so that they can pop the crabs that are aggroed onto them like they did there. And then just keep the boss where she is. And yep, then webs proc. If you're running, Shrey here is early, but he waits a tick. We get back into webs. And if you're running, you know, good money for her, she should die pretty much at webs or right after, like she does here. Avoid the tornado. And then, yeah, we're gonna, this last one here, just throw the claw in north, run to the corner, into the tank, into the Boak. But yeah, she should immediately die right there. And that's pretty much it. I mean, a decent raid. I kind of trolled at Sote there, or else we would have had the, you know, sub 15 GM, but that's okay. Still not bad. I mean, did a decent job. It's never purple, unfortunately for us, and I think the loot here is really terrible too. But yeah, just kind of getting re-geared and getting ready for the next one, because it is monies. You want to get back quick. So there you go. That is a North Freeze run. Hope you guys enjoyed.